Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Knit Crochet Tejido. In this video I'm going to teach you how to crochet this beautiful little vest. They're very popular now. Short in the front, longer in the back. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try. And here is the list of material you're going to need to make it. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you're receiving a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you'll find the English version. To make this little bolero, this is the yarn I'm going to use. It's the Lucerne Thread Impeccable Medium 4, 100% acrylic, 128 grams. The colors Arbor Rose, and you need one and a little bit from the second one. The 6mm crochet hook is for the border. The 5mm crochet hook is for the top. You're going to need 2 markers, tapestry needle, scissor, and measurement tape. With the 6mm crochet hook, we're going to start the border and we're going to do a double chain. But if you like, you can do just a regular chain to start with. So for mine, I'm going to leave a tail long enough to do 12 stitches. And with this border, you can do hats, you can do border for sweater, for a sleeve, for the base of the collar for a sweater. It's really nice 1x1 rib. So this is the tail, this is the working yarn. I'm going to pass it through here like this. And the tail you're going to wrap on your hook, and the working yarn you're going to pass it through those 2 loops. You wrap your tail and you pass it through those 2 loops. Wrap the tail and pass it through those 2 loops. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is a 4 phase change. So you have there, you have it here, you have it in the back and in the other side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You let go to the tail. You're going to chain 1 to turn your work around, and in this top chain here, you see you have the front and back strand. So in the back, you're going to do a slip stitch in all the back strand. So in total you have 12 slip stitch. So this is very easy to do, and the results are amazing because you get a very super elastic border, and it will stretch, and when you stop stretching it, it will go back again to the same size. So the first rows of these are a little bit more fiddly because you don't have a lot to hold on to it, but as you work it'll be easier. 11 and 12, and you see again you have that chain here in the top. You're going to chain 1, and in the back strand you see that's the chain 1 that you did, and this one here in the back is where you're going to do your first slip stitch, and again you're going to do your 12 slip stitch in the back strand. And you'll think that this will take forever to do because it's a slip stitch, and the slip stitch don't have a lot of height. Well, once you get going and you have something to grab, it will be really fast because you don't have to be doing yarn over and, you know, wrapping, and just slip stitch. Very easy. But you have to make sure that you do in the back strand through that only strand and that slip stitch, because if you do single crochet, and then they're going to look the same. And you have to have your 12 slip stitch. 11 and 12. Again you chain 1, you turn your work around, and again in the back strand you're going to do your slip stitch. This one is a little bit too loose. Once you start doing this, you're gonna love this for all your hats and borders that you have to do for sweater and stuff, even for blankets, because if you don't stretch it, it looks as gorgeous as when you stretch it. Chain one, and you see you're always creating that chain, and you always go to the second one from the hook and the back strand, and again you slip stitch. You see, I'm doing it faster because now I have something to grab. So like that you're going to continue until you have the desired length for yours. You have to measure around your torso, under your arm, around your chest, on top of your chest is where you measure this. And you will stretch it a little bit when you measure, not a lot, because if you don't stretch it a little bit, it will be too loose when you do your piece. Just a little bit. So I'll be working on mine, and I will measure here when I have the desired length. And it looks really, really nice. And always keeping your 12 stitches, and it'll look like this. And this will once you finish, it will look like this. And I measure this around my under my armpits and top of my chest, all the way around, and I measure 30 inches 76 centimeters. That's for my circumference. And now with the tapestry needle and a strand of yarn, I'm gonna close the circumference. Remember not to cut your yarn. Once you have your length, you're gonna leave your yarn, and here we're gonna start from the lower part, and we're gonna be sewing in this side here, in between the stitches here, in between those chains, and this side and in this one. You see this border chain? You're gonna be working like this. It's where you're gonna sew side by side. Once you finish, you're gonna chain 1 and you're gonna do a slip stitch all the way around to create a vase to work. And the first one's a little more difficult because it's where you did the sewing. It's a little tight, so you're gonna start doing a slip stitch each space. Like this. And you're creating like a chain all the way around. So you'll work until you end up at the same space where once you finish it will look like this. And we're gonna start working with the 5mm crochet hook. And we're gonna divide this in half. This is gonna be for under one arm. And then you're gonna come to the other side. You're gonna place one of the markers. And then we're gonna count from where the marker is. 1, 2, 3 for 3 half double crochet, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in number 10 you're gonna place the other marker. That will give you 1, 2, 3 half double crochet and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochet. That's what we're gonna do here at the beginning. 3 half double crochet, 7 single crochet, and the rest from the last single crochet to the stitch before the marker gonna be a slip stitch, and that will be for the front of round 1. Now you're gonna start with the chain 1, yarn over, and in that first space of that slip stitch you're gonna go in the top strand of 2. You see you have 1 and 2, and the top ones is where you're gonna work. You're gonna do your first half double crochet. That chain 1 is just to go up a little bit. So that's 1, 2, 3 half double crochet, and now we're gonna do 7 single crochet again in that little strand in the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now again you're gonna slip stitch nice and loose this time. You're gonna slip stitch to 1 stitch before the marker, and if you look at my slip stitch, they're nice and loose. So you're gonna slip stitch until here, and the marker space you're gonna do your first single crochet of 7, and then you're gonna do 3 half double crochet, and the last one will be in the place of the marker, and you have to place the markers back. After the marker you're going to do 3 more half double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to do double crochet all the way until 3 stitches before the beginning of the round. And here you're going to finish with the last double crochet, and then you're going to do 3 half double crochet and a slip stitch on top of this one, at the first one, and it will be longer in the back and shorter in the front. Now you're going to chain 1, yarn over in that same space, your first half double crochet of 3. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now instead of 7 single crochet, you're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you're going to do a slip stitch, a slip until the stitch where the marker is. That's the first single crochet, and then you're going to do a slip stitch until there, and then you will do 6 single and 3 half double crochet. The only thing that we're changing is, instead of doing 7 single crochet, we are doing 6. And for the slip stitch, you see you have like a chain, so you're gonna grab under those 2 strands. That's why I said to do this slip stitch nice and loose. That way it's easier for you to do the slip stitch in this row as well. Grabbing the 2 strands. Otherwise, you'll have a line here in the slip stitch. You want to be like these ones. After the marker, you're going to do only 2 half double crochet. So now instead of 6, you have 5 half double crochet here. You're going to do double crochet and all the stitches all the way around until the end, that you're going to finish with 2 half double crochet in the last 2 stitches, for a total of 5 half double crochet on the other side. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to do a double crochet, yarn over, a double crochet in that space. That's the first one of 2. One in the next one. Now you're going to do 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to do single crochet in all your stitches. So, and here I already moved my marker. This is the center marker, so that will be 1 and 2 double crochet, and then 1, 2, and 3 half double crochet. So you will finish here, and then you do those stitches at the end. So you're going to single crochet all the way to the stitch before the marker, but you have to mark those 5 stitches here. Now the rest is double crochet all the way around. And in the next one, we're going to separate the front and back. I finished the round. I'm going to chain one. I'm going to turn my work around to work in the back first. I'm going to separate the front and back. So I'm going to slip 3 stitches, 1, 2, until the third one here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do a double crochet in that space. Now I'm going to do double crochet until 3 stitches before the first marker. I will chain 1, yarn over, do a double crochet, and return to the other end. And here. Once you finish those 2 rows, it will look like this. So you're going to continue working until this part. Measure the width that you need for your arm opening. Plus we're going to do a little bit for the shoulder. So I'm going to do around 18.5 centimeters for mine, and then I will separate a little bit the part of the neck and shoulder. So I'm going to work back and forth just like that, doing those double crochet until I have that length that I need. Here I have the length for the opening for the sleeve, and I work 13 double crochet. So I did in total from this space where I left the work open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus, and number 14 I only work 13 stitches. I'm going to chain 1, cut the yarn, and leave a tail long enough for sewing. And now I'm going to work in the other side. So you're going to count from outside in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And in number 13 is where you're going to start your work again. You're going to work those 13 double crochet, cut your yarn, leave a tail, and then you're going to flip your work around, and then we're going to work in the front of the piece. I'm going to start with a slip knot. I always want to start with the new strand of yarn. I like to do a slip knot to secure my work. So, and here you have, remember you did so slip stitches to get here. Here is where you finish the round. So that was the first double crochet, the second double crochet. So you go to the second double crochet and you pass that loop. And you're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet in the same space. Now you go to the next one and you do another double crochet. At the same time I'm losing the tail, and you're going to do 2 half double crochet. 1 and 2. Now you're going to do single crochet and the rest of the stitches. Until you get to this marker. So you do 1, 2, half double crochet, 1, 2, double crochet. So where you have this marker, you don't want to do anything. You finish here. It's the same thing that we did here. We skipped that one and here. Turn your work around, a double crochet, another double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and you're going to single crochet until the last 4 stitches that you're going to do 2 half and 2 double crochet. I don't want to place the marker back because I don't want to need them. So you're going to single crochet into the last 4. Now what I'm going to do in this row, I'm going to do into row 12. So I have 2 done. So I'm going to work in 3, from 3 to 12. That will be 10 more row. I'm going to do the same repetition that I'm going to do now. So I'm going to do a double crochet in the first stitch, 2 more double crochet in the next 2 for a total of 3. Now I'm going to do half double crochet in all the stitches until the last 3, that there will be double crochet. And that's the repetition that you're going to do now for 10 rows. Plus the 2 that you already done, that will be 12. So what I'm doing here is 12. It will be this one here. So the last 2, 13 and the 14 of the front, I will do just those 13 stitches. That way the front of the piece is a little bit lower than the back. And you count your row by the side. That is the one that have the same height as the one in the back, because they are double crochet in the border. Here I have the 12 rows, and now I'm gonna work 13 double crochet, turn my work around and work again those 13 double crochet for a total of 14 rows on each end. I will cut the yarn, count 13 stitches, and I do the same as I did for the other side. I will work those 13 stitches, go up and go back with those 13. So in total you will have 14 rows for the arm opening. I already sew this shoulder, and it will look like this in here. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this side, and it will look like this. This is what I have left from the first ball of yarn, so I'm gonna grab the second one and I'm gonna do a border for the collar and for the sleeve exactly like this, but with less stitches. For the one in here I'm gonna do 7 stitches or 7 chains, and here 7 to 8. I will let you know as I work, but I look like this. So the same way that you did this, you're gonna do one for the collar. You will do a chain of 7 plus 1, and then you will do your slip stitches until you have the length that you want. This one I did extra long. I like to have extra just in case. That way I can go all the way around the neck. And this one this one measure, I was speaking Spanish, measure 21 inches and a half, 54 centimeters. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the center at the back, and with a strand from the ball of yarn, I will start sewing in here, stretching it a little bit, not a lot. I don't want this to be too tight. So I'm going to sew it all the way around like this, all the way, and then I will sew the 2 ends. For the border as the sleeve, I will do the same, 7 to 8 chains, and then it will be like this, and I will stretch it a little bit, that way it's smaller in the side here. If you want to do this long sleeve, you can do this long sleeve. You go to the center here and you start working your stitches. You'll do the length that you want, double crochet, half double crochet, whichever you like, and then at the end you will do a border and then a smaller one, and then you will sew it at the end, stretching it, that way it's nice and gathered at the end of the sleeve. But for mine, gonna be just this on the sleeve. like this look once you finish sewing the collar. And this part I didn't stretch at all. I only stretched a little bit in the back. So now for the sleeve I'm gonna do the same, but this time with a chain of 8. This one was 12, this one 7, 8 plus 1 to turn my work around for the sleeve. And I will do the first one long enough to go around. I'll cut the yarn and do the other one exactly the same length, and then I will sew them around exactly the same as I show you how I did this one. And remember, if you want long sleeve, you can do long sleeve. If you want 3/4 sleeve, you can do 3/4 sleeve, but for mine it's gonna be just the border. And this, it look amazing. Look how that stretch. I already sewed one of the border for the sleeve, and it will look like this. I really absolutely love this piece. And I did both of them at the same time, but I already saw one. I grabbed a strand from the inside of the ball of yarn, one from the outside. I did them to measure them, and they both measured 16 inches 41 centimeters. They're extra long because I had to frog some of these when I sewed this one, but it's better to have extra and not enough. I still have these attached to the ball of yarn just in case. So what I'm gonna do is here in the center where you have this separation under the arm, you're gonna lose this tail first, and then you're gonna come here and you're gonna start sewing. I didn't stretch this, I just opened a little bit the stitch, that way I can sew in between here. That is the stitch and the other side. Okay, just a little bit like this to go around. Okay, so I did that, and this one, and that's what I'm gonna do with this one. At the end, I remove the extra yarn, and then after I finish sewing what I have left, I sew the two ends together, lost the tails, and here it is. this is what I have left from my first ball of yarn, and I use just a little bit of the second one. I'm gonna put this in my mannequin and I will show you the end result. Look how cute this looks. Well, this is the end result and I absolutely love this piece. They're very trendy now. Shorter in the front, longer in the back. And if you wanted these even shorter in the front, I recommend to do less round before you separate the sleeve and do more of single crochet or slip stitch in the front. That way it will be shorter in the front. But I absolutely love it. They look really, really nice, and I hope you guys like it, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you make this beautiful design and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page Rubynet Crochet Tejido or my Instagram Rubynet Crochet Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family, that way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye. If you want to make this beautiful knitted blouse, I have the tutorial in my channel.